Welcome to the Arizona Pickleball League podcast. Presented by Jigsaw Health. It's fun to feel good.
Hello, Arizona Pickleball family, and welcome to episode 22 of the Arizona Pickleball League podcast. I am here with none other than DJ Pickle.
Hey, what's up, Ashley?
How you doing, DJ Pickle? How was your weekend?
Pretty good. Just got back from Ibiza. Took a pill there. Did a few EDM concerts, big sets.
Just another day in the life of DJ Pickle.
You know, you got to spin the records to make the fans go boom, boom.
You know, that's one question I was going to ask you. Like, do you have gigs outside of Orchard Pickleball? And I guess the answer is yes, or were you just doing some recon?
No, I highly sought after DJ. I'm number 17 on the worldwide DJ most requested. And trying to get to 16, but I got to knock off DJ Unka Pukumuka. He's out of Iceland. It's a difficult name to pronounce. I couldn't do it twice.
I bet you couldn't spell it either.
No, it's got lots of umlauts.
Okay. Well, also, we'd like to introduce Amy Ricciardi, our guest for today, the general manager of the Peoria Pythons. Amy, as you know, tomorrow is a huge day. It's game number 1 of the playoffs. Peoria Pythons facing off against the Gilbert Gladiators. And gosh, last time they played on the Orchard stage was game 3, March 28th. And we're looking at a very different lineup, at least for the Gladiators, than we had in that game 3. So do you want to talk a little bit about those changes and what your game plan is for tomorrow?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me. Pythons, like you said, no changes at all. Our team's obviously rock solid. Gladiators, a couple changes. One on the women's side. So we will be facing first time against Ashley Candelaria. And as a GM watching her, she's definitely a solid addition to their team.
Yes.
So that will definitely be a change for our women. And then instead of Michael Hartnagel, we have Lucas Crippen coming in for the men. I believe the last game, the girls pretty handily beat the Gladiator girls. Again, I think it was 22-7, but again, going to make a huge difference having Ashley in there.
Yeah.
So while I would love to see that sort of blowout again.
Beat down?
Yeah, beat down, so to speak. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think it's going to make for a super exciting game, and our girls are definitely prepared. And then the men, we beat them, I think, by about 5 points, 16-11. And in the men's match, again, Lucas coming in, going to be a solid addition to their men's team. So I'm super excited for tomorrow, though.
Yeah, it should be a really good match. So just for context, in that game 3, Q1 mixed was 18-12 Pythons. Quarter 2 was 17-15 Pythons. So 2 very close quarters. And then Q3 women's, that's when things started to get away from the Gilbert Gladiators, and it was 22-7. And then in the men's, also another close match. So it's Q4 was 16-11 Pythons. So that's a bell ringer right there. So with a little bit of a change up with Ashley Candelaria in the mix, it should be very entertaining.
Yeah. I think it's gonna. Yeah, looking at those close matches now, I'm like, I'm not worried at all. But
Are you
I'm
getting
like,
nervous?
now it just made me kind of think about it because they have 2 fresh players. So
Yeah.
This was early on in the Orchard.
Arizona Pickleball League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, in the Arizona Pickleball League schedule. So nerves still a little high. So
Yeah.
I know that now it's just like old hat playing here.
Yeah, they've been there, done that.
Yeah.
You know, if that were only true, whenever we talk to the players, they're like, you know, it definitely was more nerve-wracking the very first time I played here, but there is something about the atmosphere, the fans, the cold sparks, the pomp and circumstance that we go through that just, it brings things to a new level, and the pressure The
Yeah.
pressure is on, especially it's playoffs.
It is.
So are you going to do anything different in terms of strategy?
So a couple things different. We are starting with Michael and Jess this first match. They've typically been our quarter 2 players.
Right.
And we've decided to come out with them first quarter.
Can
Start
you
out.
explain why?
Well, obviously, you've all seen Michael Lloyd play. I would argue he is the number 1 men in the Arizona Pickleball League. And we want to come out firing, and we want to get the Gladiators shaking in their
Boots.
or whatever they wear, their masks a little bit, because he's a force. And so we want to start out and get some excitement going in the house with them, with our team, and with the fans.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like that strategy. DJ Pickle, do you have any opinions on this strategy? Do you think that coming out guns a-blazing, just putting your best foot forward is, especially since it is playoffs, I mean, it's a pretty good strategy, right?
A lot of people think of life as music, and that's how I think of it. And if I'm going to have a dance floor, I'm like, do I want to save Uptown Funk for later in the set, or do I just want to put my best hits? And I like to start with Uptown Funk and then maybe jump back to a little old school Usher. Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, I might even turn down For What. The point is, if I've got a big serve on my DJ table and I can play it in the first quarter, I'm going to play it.
And Peoria Pythons have a big serve, so to speak, in Michael Lloyd. That is no joke.
Yeah, definitely. And he's probably going to be our first server, too, in the mixed match. So get
like
one extra serve out of him.
You're going to start him, Michael Lloyd, on the right side.
Well, not start him, but stack him.
Stack him.
Yeah.
She's letting us in on some secrets here. I like it.
I like it as well.
Do you think that we're going to see any surprises from the Gilbert Gladiators tomorrow night?
I think that potential, an interesting side with the Gladiators is that Lucas and Takako are family.
Right.
Lucas is Takako's son-in-law.
Now let's dig down into that
Okay.
for a moment.
Oh, yeah.
Family against family. Not only family against family, not a brother versus brother, but a son-in-law versus a mother-in-law.
That is frightening.
It's an interesting dynamic, especially because in our audience, Paul, Takako's husband, and Aya, Lucas's wife, will be cheering
For who?
opposites potentially and sitting together. And we've played against friends before, and it's nerve-wracking as it is. So they might not see each other, but if there's a sub, they could see each other. I do have confidence, though, if that were to happen. Takako's saying is, I see no faces.
I know. Isn't that just... That's just
brutal.
horrifying.
I
love it.
she's brutal.
That happens to me a lot when people come up to the DJ Pickle booth at a big EDM show and they'll request a specific song. I just say, I see no faces, and then I play whatever I want
You
to play.
play the opposite.
I play the opposite.
Okay, that's one strategy, I guess.
It's working. Number 17.
Let's not ignore the fact that is one of the coolest things about pickleball is that you can have a professional league like this at the highest level, right? And you've got a son-in-law who's facing off against his mother, and they're on opposing teams.
Yeah.
It's just so cool. I love that.
Yes, and they're both the top players
Yeah.
on each team.
Did you consider having them face off against each other in quarter 1 or quarter 2?
I did not. I probably came at Mike a little strong. I had to take a step back and apologize to him. Mike is the other GM of the Gladiators.
Correct.
I got a little excited. And as a mother, I had those emotions of what it would be like playing against my daughter. Yes, it's her son-in-law, but it's the same.
Yeah.
Takako's family. And that if you were beating them, that motherly instinct, oh, that's my baby,
Yeah.
So that worried me. But then talking to Takako, she said, oh, I see no faces. I can do it. I prefer not
Right.
to, because that family is family, and I don't, pickleball is supposed to be fun, and
Yeah.
nothing afterwards that could, spill over, and why even risk it? When, in all honesty, seeing 28 Lucas and 25 Michael Lloyd going up, we want to see the young guys going up against each other and battling that out. Like, I think that's exciting. And I did kind of do a little research for a few other GMs, just say, who do you think is the best team? And they agreed that seeing Lucas and Michael would be. They would have liked to see actually Ashley with Lucas. I asked a few, we weren't trying to mix them up, but I think that would be an interesting team as well.
Yeah.
But I think Lucas and Vlad are going to be amazing. Just not as amazing as Jess and Michael.
Right.
I want to know that.
In your opinion. Yeah.
So,
In my honest opinion.
so you're calling Michael and Lucas young. Does that mean that you're calling Treffry and Chris old?
Than Michael and Lucas.
More mature.
Yes.
Like a fine wine.
Like, oh God, who doesn't love a fine wine?
I do. For
yes, she
Yes.
So how do you guys feel about having only 3 games left of the season?
I'm a little sad. I've got some tunes I have not yet been able to fit into the rotation. These are playoff-ready tracks.
So fresh beats.
Oh, I got some real fresh beats. A lot of people don't know. Backing me up is the one, the only, the greatest producer of all time, OWG. Makes all my beats.
That's right. And no one knows what his face looks like, right?
No one's ever seen him. I've never even seen him.
What does OWG stand for? Is that something you can't share?
Old white guy.
Oh. And it's not you.
It's not me. This person is unknown to everyone in the world. But his fresh beats are what helps to make Tuesday night pickleball extremely special and also very, very legal.
That's correct. No copyright infringements. So
All fresh beats.
for those of you who probably don't know this, literally every beat that DJ Pickle spins on a Tuesday night is a custom-made track. This is for real. These are, go ahead. These are fresh off the press from OWG, and we're so grateful because he's incredibly talented, and the vibe in the room with that music, I mean, it really does make a difference.
Indeed.
And we don't get any of our live streams
Yeah.
shut down because we're playing, Bruno Mars, which so many people make this mistake because when you're streaming and you're using a song that has copyright issues, they're going to shut your stream down. So we knew that going into this. So we have been preparing for months and months and months, maybe even over a year with making custom music for our events, right?
OWG and I started working together in October of 2021.
Wow.
He has created 70 beats for me,
Wow.
and
For all of us to enjoy.
Yes.
Yeah, not just you.
and one of my nobody tells DJ Request what to play. One of my favorites is actually the beginning of the podcast is a song that he made called "Bust It from the Underground." So here we are, busting it from the underground at the Orchard.
That's right. Well, if you're an avid watcher and listener of the podcast, you may notice that there's one character missing that is typically on the podcast, the one and only Orchard security guy, OSG. And he was actually called for a very special mission, so that's why he's not here this afternoon, but he's always with us in spirit. And he always sends the security dogs to keep us safe in his absence. So we've got Monk and Lola. They are not sleeping on the job. It's part of their shtick. And I guess DJ Pickle's going to call OSG right now and just see if he has any wisdom to impart on us.
Security guy.
Orchard security guy, this is DJ Pickle. I'm sitting in your seat.
I know. I'm watching.
Why did you hide the bell from me? That is supposed to be on the table at the very first of the show.
Well, it needs to be hidden because I obviously am concerned with theft. And when people watch and see that extremely popular bell dinger, you have to hide it. You can't leave it out in the open like that.
OSG, can you tell us about your mission that you're on right now?
I am on a mission over here in California right now. we're having a D-Lam situation with some paddles that I don't want sneaking and getting into Arizona Pickleball League.
Stop them at the border.
I'm putting a stop to it right now. So
We got to build a wall on the border.
Yes, that nothing gets over to our area of the woods, and players are safe. We know that's one big thing we do in our league. We protect our players and our fans.
Yes, we do. Were there any arrests that you had to make while in California?
I'm in the process right now on a stakeout. So can't talk too long. I don't want to blow my cover here, but I have some things coming here really shortly with about 4 D-Lam paddles that I've been notified about.
How was breakfast this morning?
Breakfast was pretty good. I ran into some fans wanting to get close. And again, I'm strictly here on business. When the vest goes on,
What?
You just need to kind of get out of the way. Again, we had a little incident last week with the fan. We had a chicken thrown. I kind of come racing off the deck right there and caught a little bit of a fabric on her top. Not sure I ripped it completely, but she was okay. And again, I just want to reiterate, when that chicken gets thrown, please be alert, because I'm coming from anywhere.
That's true.
That would be 2 dings. Thank you.
Enjoy your day, OSG. Thank you for protecting us
We
and
miss
keeping
you.
us safe.
We will be back for tomorrow night's showdown.
That's right.
Safe travels, OSG. God bless.
Thank you.
Godspeed.
Bye.
Godspeed.
See, he's always with us no matter what. So yeah, leading into tomorrow, wrapping up for today, is there anything you want to say?
Go Pythons.
Go Pythons. Yep. How about you?
I wish everyone could hear my beats from around the world as they tune in to Tuesday Night Pickleball on Pickleball Channel right on the YouTube. We are so excited to bring the Arizona Pickleball League to you, and you will know my beats are real when you hear them bumping your television speakers.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Don't miss it. Tomorrow night, the first game of the playoffs, Gilbert Gladiators against the Peoria Pythons. It will be an epic night not to miss. We'll see you there.
I do have a little
Oh, a closer.
speech to give.
Oh, sorry.
This was
How dare I?
given to me
Okay.
by the Orchard security guy.
Yes.
Pickleballers, ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. It's a tingling sensation that usually begins on the scalp and moves down the back of the neck and the upper spine. A pleasant form of paresthesia. It has been compared with auditory tactile synesthesia and may overlap with frisson. ASMR is a subjective experience of low-grade euphoria, characterized by a combination of positive feelings and a distinct static-like tingling sensation on the skin. It is most commonly triggered by specific auditory or visual stimuli, and less commonly by intentional attention control. A genre of videos intended to induce ASMR has emerged, approximately 25 million of which had been published on the YouTube by 2022, and a dedicated category of live ASMR stream on Twitch. Until the next time.